another episode of Basa, and we have today with us Cathy Amos, a wonderful artist. I met at Artistic Gallery. She's also a founding member of Artistic Gallery, okay? And like you, I want to know more about you. So Cathy, please introduce yourself for the viewers and myself.
All right, thank you, Balu, for inviting me to do this today. I'm a painter.
Okay.
I like to call myself a painter rather than an artist most times.
Okay.
I find the word artist is a little bit stuffy for some people.
Yeah.
And a painter is more relatable.
Okay.
So I started out as a watercolor painter about 20 years ago.
Okay.
And progressed to acrylic paints, which I use today.
Okay.
I'm currently trying out a palette knife.
Okay.
Usually I use a brush, and the bigger the brush, the better.
Right.
And I enjoy it. I enjoy being part of a cooperative gallery,
Okay.
meeting new artists, having shows all the time, and this gives us a place to show our work.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
Thanks a lot. I want to ask you something about your journey as an artist. Just curious on how you started it all. Like, you know, everyone has a starting point.
We do, yes. I think my starting point actually started when I was a kid, because I really loved color as a kid.
Okay.
I loved pattern, color, I loved fabric.
Okay.
I remember my mother buying a quilt from me and my sister. We had twin beds, and this neighbor of my aunt made them. And I remember just falling in love with the colors in this quilt and the patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I always had it in me that I was going to be creative in some way.
All right.
When my kids were little, I did a lot of sewing and knitting, and then I got into quilt making.
Okay.
And I had a lot of joy picking out fabric, pattern, doing repeats, doing crazy stuff with quilts, hand quilting. And that progressed into doing a little bit of drawing at home when my kids were little with them.
Okay.
Lots of crafty stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my personal work journey was office work. And
Oh, really? Okay.
yes, I don't have an art degree. I don't have post-secondary education in art at all.
Mm-hmm.
But one year I asked for art lessons for Christmas, and I headed down to Homer Watson,
Okay.
and I took watercolor lessons
Mm-hmm.
with a local artist. I'd like to give a shout out to her, Marian Anderson.
All right.
I stayed with Marian for quite a few years, and she was a wonderful teacher for a beginning artist, because she gave you the confidence to really put one foot in front of the other. So through her, I entered some juried art shows at Woodstock Art Gallery, and I got accepted. Not my first time. Don't let that discourage you.
Yes.
Keep applying. You
Mhm.
know, your work gets better the longer you paint.
Right.
So I did that in the early days. Then I became a member of the Button Factory in Waterloo.
Okay.
And I send pieces in for their member show and their juried shows.
Okay.
And I've been a member of Central Ontario Arts Association for a number of years.
Okay.
And just really got the courage and the time to apply to their juried shows a couple years ago. And I've had great success with COAA.
Wow.
They do 2 shows a year. And with them, because the region is so big for Central Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
they don't have monthly meetings to go to. They really are promoting their shows, their artist shows. So that kind of fits with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also a member of ArtsPay. So I've been with them
Nice.
for 2 years, and I've done their shows as well. So it's a journey. The more you paint, the better you become, the more you see,
Mm-hmm.
the more, if you're interested in art history at all,
Yeah.
the more you might learn about artists that have gone before you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have a great affection for the Group of 7.
Okay.
Vincent van Gogh, Diemenkorn, Matisse. I could really go on and on. And the other thing that I've attained over the last 10 or 15 years is I've got a great library now at home of art books.
That's pretty good.
And so whenever I'm maybe not sure what I'm going to paint next, or need some inspiration, or just want to read about an artist, I can select one of my books and I get inspiration that way.
Pretty good. I see it's like a wonderful progression from
Yeah.
a housewife. You took the courage to learn, you know, found what's interesting, slowly progress. That's a real inspiration for people who want to start
It is.
and who are wondering about art, don't know how to do, how to go about it, right? I mean,
Right.
your story is an inspiration for that.
Right. If you love what you do,
Okay,
you will find the time to do it,
right.
right?
Mhm.
If you absolutely know that you can't live without art,
Yeah,
you will find the time to make art.
there
And
you
that's
go.
how I feel.
There you go. It's a part of you and you'll realize it someone else. What is your favorite work?
That is a really hard question. If I had to pick today, I would pick Fresh from the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small acrylic 14 by 14,
Okay,
and it's got a lot of things in the painting that I love. One is color.
all right.
I really do love working with color.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh flowers from the garden,
Okay,
and lots of patterned cloth. So for me, I had a lot of fun doing the cloth, different colors, different patterns, overlapping shapes, that kind of thing.
all right.
The background is a very light color. It's kind of mottled. You can see the underpainting underneath, which I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the flowers. I don't know anybody that doesn't like a fresh
Yeah, I do
bouquet of
like
flowers.
I do like flowers.
So that would be one of my very favorite paintings.
I think I've seen it. It's a beautiful vase with flowers on a table. Yeah,
Yes,
I was,
yes.
I haven't seen it personally, but yeah, looking forward to having see it personally. When are you planning to display it?
Well, it was in the gallery a short time ago. I would like to enter it into a juried show this spring.
Okay.
It's through COAA, and it will be in Dundas.
All right.
So I hope that it's a painting that gets accepted into that show.
All right. Wish you the best. Yeah, surely it
Thank
would
you.
be.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll ask you about your style of painting. I see a very different style here. Can you tell a little bit about how you paint?
I can, and you know, I have probably 3 or 4 different styles of work,
Okay.
and I'm not a painter who can paint the same subject matter or even the same way.
Mm.
I'm somebody who will stand at the easel one day and paint something, and then maybe the following day paint something in a totally different way. And by that I mean I might set up a still life
Okay.
and paint it in a representational sort of way,
Okay.
so I don't look for high realism.
Mm-hmm.
I like to maybe play on the perspective, maybe tip the perspective up,
Okay.
change local color, add in shadows maybe that aren't there, do things like that.
Okay.
And then I might work on an abstract painting. So I really go with what I feel like at the time, what's emotionally appealing to me, what's going on in my life at the time.
Okay.
Right now I'm experimenting with a palette knife.
All right.
That's a challenge as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have a specific style like some artists do, and I'm okay with that now. It took me a while to accept that.
Okay.
Sometimes when I look at an artist that paints, their work is highly recognizable because they're painting maybe the same scene. Maybe they're a landscape painter and they're painting landscape over and over.
Yeah.
And the style and the color palette becomes recognizable.
Yeah.
I don't have that in me to do that.
Okay.
I like to maybe be on a drive in the country and see something and know that that's going to be a painting.
Right.
Or I might have a collection in my still life pieces. And if I'm looking through that cupboard, I might pull this out, I might add some fruit, I might add a piece of pottery,
Okay.
that kind of thing. So my work is representational in that sense, that it's not realistic. You can tell what it is.
Okay.
And hopefully there's always an emotional aspect that comes out of me in the painting.
That's very nice. It's pretty hard to stay out of a pattern, like you said, like, most of the celebrated artists, maybe there's work actually, they work in that line for a long time.
Right.
That they have a particular style of their own. And me myself, I can feel what you're saying. I myself get bored with one style. I have to change, and to constantly reinvent. Maybe that's exactly what you're also doing.
That's how I feel. If I do a series of work, I did the bee boxes here, I did 5 or 6 paintings of
That's
those.
beautiful.
And when I was done with the last one, I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I might revisit it at some point in the future,
Yeah.
but I was ready to move on to something else.
Right.
So I understand what you said, and I feel the same way as that.
Right. That's pretty good. I mean, that satisfaction you get till you paint the last one. I mean, I think
Exactly.
we know then that's probably done.
Yes, yes, it's kind of out of your system, you're ready to take on a new challenge.
There you go. Role as a part of the talent acquisition team in ADG. I hear that you're doing some great job in spotting talents. Just want to know more about it.
Well, being part of the Artistic Gallery Co-op is really a wonderful experience if you want to be involved in your community and work with a talented group of artists. We come together and share ideas, we get inspired by each other. For me personally, I'm on a couple different committees, and I get a lot of inspiration and excitement going to artist studios or their place where they make their art. Sometimes it's at a kitchen table, sometimes it's in a spare bedroom.
Yeah.
Could be wherever, that doesn't matter. And seeing what they're doing, hearing their story, finding out their journey, finding out why they want to be a part of a co-op gallery, and generally it's the same for everyone, that they want to be a part of something that isn't out there very, very often. I mean, we're a cooperative gallery in Kitchener, we're the only co-op gallery in Kitchener.
All right.
So we allow artists to show their work on a regular basis, and that allows our visitors and our clientele to get to know an artist, to see the progression of their work, to become personal friends with them, and it's a great experience.
All right, that's pretty great, right? I mean, it's one place where you can walk in, have your own work exhibited with the best of artists.
That's right.
That feels amazing.
That's right.
So you like this role of working with artists, helping them. I mean, you personally have been a mentor for me, actually. So
well, thank you. Thank you. It is really rewarding, and it's also such an experience to see the diversity in the work. Because you could go to a photographer's studio, you could go to a printmaker's studio, you could go to someone who works in oil or acrylic, and you're seeing such amazing work, and it's all so different and personal to the artist. So I really, really enjoy that part of it. Often the membership committee will come away and will just be almost giddy with what we've seen and what we've experienced and who we've met, and we're excited to bring them into the gallery and offer them an opportunity to show their work.
Amazing. All right, so all those people who are waiting to submit their works, please contact Cathy.
Exactly. If you're on the fence about thinking, should I submit, is my art what they're looking for, take a chance and send in your application. Membership will contact you, we'll set up a time to meet, and if you've got additional questions, or maybe you're not an artist who has the time to do committee work and membership roles, maybe you want to be a guest artist or an associate member. So we're trying to accommodate a lot of different artists in the region who have different needs, different wants, and take a look at our website, check us out, and there's some fantastic artists here, and I'm sure you'll enjoy what you see.
All right, I'll provide Cathy's email in this under the video. Please check it out and contact her directly in that case, okay? Thank you so much, Cathy, for being here and sharing your insights, okay? It's been a pleasure.
It's been fun. Thank you.